Hey everyone.
Hello.
So today we've been working hard on our inventory backend. We have a few things to show that off today, and then we've got the appearance editor that I've been working on with Zach, and Andy's working on getting more work on the characters. But we got a few cool things to show. Something I'm pretty excited about, and just kind of talking in general what we have done for our inventory backend and kind of what the inventory will be like for Tower. So I'm just gonna show off. Let's see. I'll pull something up real quick, and then we'll have questions afterwards. Um, I'm going to show off the appearance thing for a sec, I think.
Okay.
Where's the appearance? There it is. Let me boot that up. And I gotta make sure my audio does. So that's always fun. Sec. Alright. And I'll go to my monitor. Alright, so I've been working exclusively kind of on this like inventory system, or I mean the UI for our appearance editor, and it's kind of like it's just kind of just in general working, but it's not fully done yet, and it's kind of got the idea of all the stuff we need to add. Let me mute that music actually. It's kind of loud. 1 second. That's a little better. Okay, so one of the things with our appearance this time is we want to have a lot of like customization with the character. So are gonna have like hats, we're gonna have glasses just like Tower had, but we want to add more things like earrings eventually, necklaces and like stuff on your wrist, rings and all that good stuff, and the particles. And so I kind of tried to figure out a good UI that would allow you to customize all this stuff. So we've got like 3 sections. Body, which is blank right now, but that will let you change like your overall physique and tone, color tone and skin tone, all that stuff. And then the head will let you change the eyes. Right now the eyes are kind of scary right now, but you'll be able to change the eyes, your character's face, and a bunch of other stuff that we'll be working towards. And then you got clothing, change the top, the bottom, and the shoes. Right now there's no items for it, but the camera and kind of the feel for it is there. So this is kind of what I've been working on. It's still not fully mature, but it's getting there. So I just want to show that off today. And then let's pull up the other thing. Zach's been working on the inventory back end stuff once again, but it's all very important. One of the things that he added recently, which I'll let him talk about, is the persistent data feature. So I don't really have like something really fully to showcase yet because we're still working on it.
If you want.
Oh yeah, okay. I guess I'll let you dive into that, and then I'll come back.
All right.
So let me switch the camera real quick.
Fire it up.
Persistent data is a pretty important thing. Something that I've been really wanting. Where's the?
So you got me on the screen, Nick?
Yep, you're on the screen.
All right. So what I've been working on is when you place down an item, someone says I'm too quiet. Am I too quiet?
Well, you're cranked up all the way for on my side. Maybe. Oh, hold on. We'll crank you up a little more.
I want to make sure that people can actually hear what I'm saying.
Yeah, is that better? That should be better.
All right. So what I've been working on is when you take an item out of your inventory or put it back in, it keeps information about that item, and it can be anything like the item's color, or if it's like a beer keg, how much beer is left in it. So that will persist in your inventory, but it will also save on your account when you're playing tower. So if you save your inventory when you leave the game and you come back in, all your items will have the same attributes. So as an example, I have previously saved here some couches, a bookshelf, and a lamp, and they each have certain color information on them. So when I drop them in, these have all been saved in earlier. I'll put a lamp down here. Turn it on. So if you press use on these, you can change their colors. This will be like a menu at some point, but for now it's just
Yeah, I'm working
random.
on that.
So if I drop this into my inventory and place it back down again, it's persistent. It saves that color. If I save the state of the game, this would be automatic when you leave, but right now it's you have to do it manually. And then I stop the game and then restart it. And I do load state. I didn't save it right. I guess I didn't save it right. Whatever. Shoot. The one time it doesn't work right. Alright, I'll test that again. Alright, and I see the output log on it just to make sure it happened here. Okay. Oh, you know why? Because it wasn't in my inventory, that's right. It has to actually be in your inventory to save it. So, kind of makes sense. Alright, so then load state. And then, as you see, the bookshelf retained its color. And the couches all retain their colors. So this would be for all that stuff. Also the lamp. If I turn it on and put it in my inventory and then put it back, it stays on. So it remembers that. So we'll be able to remember pretty much everything about how you customize your items. And we'll have a lot of customization on these as we go.
There's a lot of ideas like that we wanted to do in the old tower that we couldn't do without the persistent data, like stuff like signs where you can type in messages for people. It wouldn't save, but with this persistent data structure that Zach wrote up, we can actually save all this stuff. So we can save more than just colors. We can save, variables like if we have pets in the future, we could have pets that have happiness, and it would actually save your pet, and that's a really important feature that we'll be expanding on.
Yep.
Which actually, I'm gonna pull that other thing up, Zach. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. So that's basically what I've been working on this week, is setting all this up.
Yeah, this week we've been really focused on a lot of the inventory and the customization stuff, because the pause is in a really good presentable state. But Lifeless, I believe, is working on the game port stuff right now. It's getting good. Cool. And then I'll switch.
Lagging like crazy.
I'm going to show off this other feature. So, with the persistent data, we can do, like I said, we can do a lot of things with it. So it allows us to create some really cool items. And one of the things that we've been trying to figure out, and let me just switch over here. One of the cool features that we had in Tower, the original one, was the posters. And with posters, we can't do what we did originally because the items have to be put into the game. It's kind of like a thing that we can't really package the art because we don't own the art. So in order to kind of still let you guys have the ability to put posters and decorate your condos and stuff, we came up with this way to download assets from the internet. So like you can just take like a web URL like this one, or like Imager or something, and then so we wrote this up pretty quickly, so it's not fully finished. But you'll have a canvas, and you just press E on it, and then you put in the image URL, and then it will take the image from the website and just slap it right on. So this is something that I think people will really enjoy, being able to customize it. And with the persistent data stuff, it'll actually save it all. And so when you enter someone's condo, they'll have a bunch of like, image URLs that it would load for you. One of the things that is kind of important with this new thing is like explicit images and stuff. So we'll have like parental controls for this. We'll have it so, when you first enter a condo, it will alert you that this person has, may potentially have some explicit images. So you can like turn it off so it just draws like, it won't draw missing because that's just work in progress, but it'll draw something like a default art piece that we make, instead of just something from the internet. But to show that you can just pull up any URL, I've just got a few. You can just pops right in. So that's a really cool feature that we just got that done just a day today. I just did the UI stuff, and then Zach did the back end for it the other day. So pretty exciting. The persistent data stuff's not hooked up to this yet, so if I take it away, it'll just reset. But yeah, so really exciting. My mic just popped out, so it's. Let me say that again. It's really something that we still want to refine controls so you can like adjust the image size on the canvas as well. But I think it's going to be really cool to see people like put up art that really like expresses themselves. So I think that was one of the bigger things today, that and the persistent data. So I don't know if you want to go into questions, because we're going to keep this stream today short. I guess we'll do that. Let me switch out of this. 1 second. Okay. So, we'll quickly go through the questions about this stuff. For the canvas thing I was showing off, we'll have controls for like stretching it and stuff. So, that's something I'm going to be working on soon. And then you'll be able to, I think I personally want to see some sort of duplication for that, or something like you can copy that poster or like save it. So there's a lot of things that we're still going to work on that. And let's see. There we go. So if anyone has any questions on anything, feel free to ask. We have our IndieGogo. If you missed out on the last stream, our announcement was that we're going to start it up on July 13th. And we'll have more information on everything, and then we'll have a nice little trailer we're working on, which is kind of what we've been doing every single week, and a little demo for Ball Race. And we also have new forums in case anyone missed out on that, which I'll post real quick. And you can guys go ahead and like ask questions there too. We're always available on there, and you can and we'll answer anything. The condo item placement is going to be similar to Gmod Tower because it works really well, but we'll have other camera angle options, and allow you to kind of place them down in different ways. I know we'll probably have some sort of free fly mode as well, so you can just kind of fly around and place them where you need to place them. So there'll be a lot of different options for that. In terms of playable instruments, right now we've just got piano and drums. we'll eventually start doing more instruments, but nothing to announce right now. What is the next feature we're working on, Zach?
Next feature.
Yeah.
We're gonna work on. At least what I'm working on is making items equipable. So we're gonna have like jetpacks and stuff. And, we're gonna have a whole system for doing that kind of stuff. That's what I'm working on next. After that,
Well, we got the bowling that we showed before, and we kind of been working on the artwork for that. Matt's not here today, but he has been working on. I'll load that up real quick and show that off a little bit. But
we're also gonna be working on the player model, right, Mac?
oh yeah. Well, we're implementing 2 player models right now, just the male and female, and then we're gonna have a few appearance stuff for that. It's pretty cool. So the bowling is still a work in progress. Pull up. Yeah, the appearance stuff I need to like really start working, or finishing that off. So that'll probably be the next feature, is just getting that a little bit more mature than where it's at. But it's just a start right now. So, and then we're gonna work on clothing for the character and everything. There'll be, because it doesn't have clothing right now.
People are asking if the advertising is going to be better this time, Mac.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have a playable demo on the IndieGogo for Ball Race this time around, and then we're also have YouTubers. We're reaching out to them right now for advertisement, and then I know for Gmon Tower we're gonna do some more kind of aggressive advertisement methods, and then the trailer that we're making, we're gonna be sending it off to all the places that we can.
Also, to people who are suggesting that we try a bunch of YouTubers, we have done that, and they had requested that we give them something to play, which is what we're trying to do now. Is we're trying to come up with a demo that we can fire off to YouTubers and say, "Here's an actual playable thing of our new game," so that way they can get on board and help us advertise this thing. Because before it was like, you know, hey, we're gonna work on this new game, and they're like, well, where is it? And we just didn't have
anything. So we're working on a demo for them, and also another like advertisement point is we're gonna have Greenlight on the same date, July 13th. We're gonna go on Steam Greenlight, so we'll post a link to that so you guys can help vote for that, and that will be also another, I guess, way to market the game as well. Zach, can you turn up your mic apparently?
I have it up. You know, I have it up. I don't know. Can you hear me okay, Mac?
Yeah, I can.
And what? I don't know what's going on. Is it the Hangouts quiet, maybe?
I could turn up the speaker a little bit more.
I mean, you're the main one talking, so I think check your Hangout volume.
A little better. All right.
Can you hear me now? Am I coming through clear? I'll wait 10 seconds, 12 seconds. Oh, it's good now. All right, cool. Yes, so we're gonna send demos to YouTubers, and that's gonna solve some of the advertising problems we had last time, because they told us that they needed something to play, so we're gonna give them something to play. Because a lot of people won't take the time to buy Gary's mod and install the add-ons and stuff. That takes effort. We want to just be able to just drop something in their laps and be like, here, play it.
Yeah.
It's way easier.
We also have been, I guess I kind of forgot about this, but we also been kind of working on the movement stuff a little bit more too, like crouching and adding like flashlight support, just basic stuff. And then we also have third-person support now, which I think I showed it, but we actually have that now, so that works. And then we also have, the view self thing, so you can like look at yourself while you're in third person. So that's a few other things I actually kind of forgot about that we implemented too this week.
Yes, we will have custom modding tools with blueprint programming. That's totally gonna be a thing.
Yeah, we really want to have a lot of modability, so you'll be able to put in items, new models, new player models, new clothing, accessories. We're developing a really robust inventory system and robust modding system.
Somebody did ask me at one point if we were going to do C++, and I decided that would not be a thing because that could introduce security issues. So I want to stick to the internal blueprint structure.
Yeah.
That's a scripting language, so we have more control over what kind of execution we enable for mods.
Condo customization, because condo customization is gonna be like the standard throughout all of the game. Like it's just always gonna have the same tools, modded or unmodded. It's just the difference between a modded and unmodded server is that you may not earn units, like true units that connect to the rank servers. But otherwise, everything functionality-wise will be the same.
Also, if you can show my screen really quick, I just want to show what the blueprint stuff looks like, so people have an idea. Like, this is the blueprint I wrote for the firework. So it's pretty straightforward. It's got some delays in it and some particle effects that it triggers and some basic networking. And all items will have this meta information that you specify on them. So when you're doing your mods for Tower, you would basically make this blueprint and it would save it as an asset, and then you could just upload that asset to Workshop, and then that would be integrated into Tower. It could be mounted at runtime. So that's basically the whole system I've been working on, is how do we make items moddable.
Yeah, we have like furious discussions over all these items, trying to make sure that it's got enough customization and also is simple. Corey asked if the painting system will support GIFs. Right now, it just supports JPEGs, PNGs, and bitmaps, but I don't know if it will support GIFs in the future, but right now it does not. And then let's see.
It's a stretch goal. It's
yeah.
Like, it's off there. Like that's the next layer of work that needs to be done.
Yeah, with anything like we show, like it can be added. A feature like that can be added in the future, later. It's by standard right now. It's just gonna have PNG and JPEG and bitmap support. And then Super Salty Gamer asked if there's minimum system requirements. Zach posted on our forums a minimum system requirements. I can put that in FAQs or link that.
Yeah, I posted the minimal system requirements, and I also posted a tester. Let me find that. I'm gonna post that post actually, because that's actually.
We made Zach made a benchmark tester so that you can load it up on your machine and see how your machine will do.
Yeah, it's like the first version of it does. So. Let me just grab the thread itself.
While he does that, I'll talk about so I hear this every time, and you guys are mentioning it right now in the chat, so I want to kind of talk about it. We chose Unreal 4 because it's got the graphics that we need, it's got the tool sets that we really desire, and it's free to use and mess around with right now, and the license and all that is really nice, but it's available for us right now. So like, and I mentioned this because you guys are talking about Source 2. Why didn't we do Source 2? Well, it's not out. It's an alpha. It's, who knows when it will be fully finished. And even if it is, we don't know entirely what tools there's going to be for it, exactly what the workflow is. I know there's a beta out for Dota, but ultimately, like, we've been making this game for a while, and we've been doing it in Unreal. And to switch engines would pretty much be
Terrible.
terrible. We'd have to start all the way over again, and we don't want to do that. We're pretty set on Unreal 4, so we're not going to do Source 2. It was a thing that we talked about for a while about which engines we're going to do. So, and the large factor is it's not out, so it's not something we can use. So I just want to mention that because everyone comments on why didn't we use Source 2? Well, it's not there. It's not ready yet. So, and yeah, and we've already started on Unreal 4.
Yeah, we have a lot sunk into it already.
There's a lot of games out there that use Unreal Engine 3 still, because transferring over to 4 would completely mean would mean redoing all 2 years of work again. So that's just not it's not easy to switch over engines. Anyways, so I just wanted to mention that. What else was there? Someone asked if about the blueprint stuff, since we can go back to that. If you have to do the networking portion as well.
Currently, you have to do a little bit of networking. Unreal offers a lot of. It does a lot of the replication for you. You just need to specify what things should happen on the client, what things happen on the server. We'll try to make all that stuff as simple as possible through the use of macros or blueprint libraries. Basically, have some stuff if you want to launch a particle effect. Currently, what you have to do is you have to make a replicated multicast event that runs on the client that actually does it. But I could just make a spawn particle effect on client blueprint node or something that would just do it. We're going to try to make it as easy as possible. We're going to try to document it clearly, so anything that is remotely complicated is very clear and concise. We want to enable our modding community to make anything they want and have the power to do so. And that's basically my goal in designing the modding tools, is making it so that you don't get caught up in just the mess of all the underlying details.
Yep. Let's see. Someone mentioned, I kind of answered it in the chat, but someone mentioned what's the rules going to be for making money off the game, like other servers asking for donations and advertising and paid mods. I mean, we're not going to directly support any of that stuff, but we're also not going to moderate that stuff either.
Yeah, the way I think of it is, the way servers and other games generally work, TF2 servers or anything. If a server wants to advertise in their game, with links to their site, or they want to have some kind of mod that provides some sort of special benefit if you pay for something, I don't see the harm in you can't really stop people from doing that in a moddable game. I think that the community will genuinely decide the success of those servers. I mean, if people don't like that, then they wouldn't join those servers, and they would just be in the minority. So it's really about what the community wants as a whole.
I mean, Gmod Tower is literally based on that. We get donations from the community to help our servers exist on Gmod. So
Right.
Us kind of closing that down would be really stupid.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Hypocritical.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we I mean, we started from that, and we're not gonna entirely support it, but we're gonna facilitate it, I guess is a better way. Maybe we'll help people be able to do those things, but we're not gonna directly say, oh, this this is better than that. So we're gonna give them the tools to do whatever they want to do with this game, and it's ultimately gonna be up to the community, how what servers will be popular, and the donations and all that stuff. So because you know, we want to create a, I guess a pretty.
We want to create.
I'm trying to think of the words. A good
We want to
ecosystem.
facilitate a community, you know, and it's really about what the community wants in that sense.
Yeah. Yeah, words kind of lost me there.
Yeah. Basically, it's up to you guys. It's up to everyone.
Yeah, we're just gonna make like the best kind of experience that we're thinking, and then you know you guys can take it from there once it's out into the public. Let's see. We had Super Salty Gamer asked about working game consoles or an iMac or pool table or Legos and stuff, all that stuff. Condo. Okay, so I'll go one through. Nothing about the game consoles yet. iMac might make a return, but it's not going to be an iMac, obviously. So we'll probably have something like that, maybe, like a computer.
It's gonna be a J pair.
No, it's got to be the iTomato. It's got to be a vegetable. It's got to be really different. Or is it a vegetable? Let's see.
I was just saying that J comes after I and pair comes after Mac.
Oh, true. We'll have a pool table. I don't know. We can't have Legos. Can't call it Legos. Building blocks will probably make a return with more advanced things to do with that. And then condo size, that's up to you. We're having a floor plan, and you'll be able to purchase a grid size for it. But ultimately, it's just, you know, it's expanding for you. And then Archive86 asked if the Indiegogo campaign will be all or nothing. Are you? Yeah, okay. So, for the Indiegogo, we're gonna do flexible funding. If we don't reach a certain minimum amount, then we'll have like, you know, fail case scenarios for that. But it will be flexible funding this time. We don't. So Blazerman asked about publishers. We're not looking to do any publishers. I mentioned this in the last stream, but we want to be independent and, you know, make the game the way we want to make. So we don't want to get into publishers or anything that like kind of steps over us. So also we're a really small team, so we just want to make kind of the game that we want to make. And what else? Don't know what the max player limit is just yet, but I know we'll have at least 64 per plaza. Condos, I think, probably be the same. It could be actually more for condos, but I don't know if that many people will be in your condo. We'll see how that goes.
Depends on if your condo's a mansion or something.
I guess it depends on how popular you are. If you can get like 200 people in your condo, geez, you know, have fun. It's kind of crazy, but yeah. That's something like when we do Steam Early Access, we're gonna play around with the player limit and, you know, based on like people playing, see what's a good threshold for that. So that's something that's we have to experiment with you guys. Is there any other questions? Let's see. Game size. Not sure, but we're trying to not make it that big. But it could be within the 10 to 20 gig. I don't know. We'll try not to make it too big. But we do have a lot of items and a lot of clothing and a lot of stuff. Then we're pushing the texture quality up pretty high because we want it to look really good, like as real as we can get.
Not to mention we have all the different content for all our like game
Oh
worlds.
yeah, we have like, yeah, even ignoring just the lobby would probably be like 10 gigs almost, and then you got like all the game worlds. We got a lot, so it could be a large game, but we're gonna try to keep the file size small. But yeah, it's kind of gonna be a balance. see what else. Devolver Digital is actually a pretty good publisher. I will agree with that. Yeah, GGCraft asks if there's any notable changes between the donations and incentives. We posted a survey that has kind of like some ideas and let people vote on them, but they're mostly the same. We just added a few different lower goals as well, or lower incentives. So there'll be more digital items really than physical items. I know that we took away a good portion of the physical items and then we put them into one pack so that you can just get the physical items as one thing. But mostly digital items this time around for the campaign, because it seems like that's what people really want. And that would be like the only time for those digital items to be purchased, by the way, because we're not going to have microtransactions in the future. So they're really just incentives for people to help back us, and that's, that's our way of saying here, thank you for helping us. And we are working on the casino as well. There'll be more casino games. There's actually I can't show it yet because it's not fully finished, but there is a new game being made for the casino. And oh yeah, and then someone mentioned about the working fridge. I kind of want to mention that with the persistent stuff that we were talking about, we can have items inside of items. So we can have stuff like you can have a fridge and then you put stuff in it and it'll save it all. It's really cool. Yeah, the casino is going to be tied more into the building this time around because we can actually do that. We couldn't do it in Source because we just ran out of brushes. We're redesigning a lot of stuff. So a lot of the buildings are going to change. The stores are going to, be more decorated or might get a complete overhaul. Because I know the Game World's building is being completely redone right now, and we're redoing the clothing store to match more with our ambitious goals that we're doing now. Jeez, Zach.
Well, they've worked before.
Jeez.
The model got updated.
What? How?
I don't know when, but the offsets are wrong now, so I gotta fix them. It's a little better.
Yeah, a little better.
Needs to work a bit.
Someone asked about the. I don't know what the prop limit is going to be for the condo. I don't think we might not have a prop limit like we did before, because it's going to be on your own server. Like condo is a separate server from everything, so you can kind of put a lot of items in there. It's not going to affect the other players. So
it's one of the things I love about Unreal is just the sheer number of actors that you can put in the game.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I mean, Fui and I filled up the whole bowling alley with bowling balls one day. Like, we just had the whole thing filled to the top. It was a big ball pit.
Unreal's like entity limits is it's ridiculous. It doesn't really have any that you'll ever reach.
I'm great at bowling, okay? You just gotta know how to do it right.
And then the playable piano, like the instruments and stuff. I have ideas for like having. I know we're gonna have MIDI support, so like you'll plug in the keyboard to do the pianos, but I personally want to see like a sheet music upload center for the community, so they can contribute sheet music, and it will go live to the server, so other players can like play those sheet musics. So that's something I want to see happen to the piano.
One of the things I want to do with the piano is improve the networking on it a bit. Because one of the things that happens is when you do just straight up networking, like sending key
Yeah.
presses, there's like delays, so it's not like, like you could be playing something beautiful and it just comes out like a bulk of key presses because it comes in a burst. So I was gonna try to come up with like maybe use MIDI timing or something to fix that. So it would
Yeah.
be delayed, but you would get it like in the right order and everything.
You'd have to like, yeah, you said like time that it hit so it plays back in the right delay between keys. So that is a problem. DigiCraft asked if, okay, so if the condo is a separate server, how is that going to work with other players joining your games and trading and transferring data that normally require being in the main servers? So the condos will be like an instance of like the main lobby server. So if you're in a rank server, all of your data transfers, it's based on your Steam account. So like any server that's a rank server, including a condo, will have all of your stuff. So you'll be able to trade and do all that good stuff, and it will just transfer over perfectly. That's one of the nicer things of having a standalone, is that we can actually control all of that stuff on on Steam's backend. For unranked servers, though, your condo is separate from everything, so you won't actually be able to have an unranked condo, I don't think. But maybe we will. I don't know. It's going to be a separate thing, though, if that's going to be the case. But unranked servers are disconnected from the global saving. They have their own saving. So it's like if that unranked server disappears one night, all of your data is going to be lost from that server. But that's kind of like something that the community is going to have to figure out. They'll host their own dedicated servers, and they'll have their own like save data, and so they'll have to manage maintaining their users save data. But that's kind of the risk of being on an unranked server. I mean, you've got the ability to kind of mess around and buy all the items and whatever you want to do with an unranked server, but you'll lose the whole saving, a persistent saving of your items. But that's kind of the point, because unranked servers are more like sandboxes, or you know crazy servers that people just crazily mod. We'll have the I know rank servers will have like certain modability, like you'll be able to put custom items into a rank server. It just will alert you when you spend your units on it, because that's the currency. Because if you spend the units on a custom item, it won't particularly guarantee that you'll be able to keep that item. But we'll have tools to make sure that you keep that, but it's just because it's a custom item, it's not part of the original inventory set. It's just going to be really up to the server host and not us. So
What? Sorry.
so yeah, unranked, yeah, I guess that's one way to say it, is unranked is like a creative mode or a sandbox mode, and ranked is more of like the game, like everything's connected and all that.
Somebody asked how bowling aiming works, and right now it's just which direction you're facing when you click on the ball. But it's gonna be like it's gonna be gesture based. It's like you drag the mouse around on a screen, and then it like determines like the spin and the angle from that. And then also later on, maybe adding support for like Oculus or something, or some sort of haptic, whatever you call it, tracking input type stuff. Having support for those things. But generally,
Like the Wiimote works.
yeah, stuff like that. But currently, it's just you click on it and it goes in the direction you're looking for testing.
Yeah.
I'm really bad at bowling though. I'm sucking at this right now. Tower phone?
Tower phone.
Tower phone. You call up your friends.
I mean, I would.
Ring, ring, ring. Needs to be one of those like old style phones, you know.
I want. I want to put phones in, man.
Like a rotary phone? Or,
No, the kind where you had to crank it. That kind
oh
of
my
phone.
god. Tap Q to crank.
Tap Q to crank.
Yeah, one of the things like since we got such a robust inventory system, we're gonna be able to do all sorts of crazy items.
It's gonna be the best.
I know that after you know funding's done, I want to go through. We're gonna sit down and discuss every single update that we plan to do to the lobby stuff. Because I know we got game worlds, and we're gonna make all the game worlds that we can, and make them really good. But lobby itself is kind of like got this persistent like updates, and items can be made like crazy. So we'll probably sit down and talk about which things that we really want to do as an update in the future, and then we'll have a roadmap set up available publicly. Be like, this is this update's coming out soon, so you guys can track and vote and you know see which one you want more. Because there's so many things we can add. It's just a matter of which thing should come first. What is the most important thing to add right now? So we'll have a roadmap and we'll post it online for people to vote. Oh, also we're gonna have food and stuff too. I do know that. So that's also another section that we haven't really entirely explored just yet. Alright. Yes, we'll have Easter eggs.
Oh, we're gonna have so many Easter eggs. I'm gonna put a nice green one in some tall grass.
Wow, get out.
It's awful. I think we're still aiming for the 10 game worlds, but I think it's going to be really how many of those get released on an actual release day is going to be up to the funding really, because you know game worlds are like mini games, like they're big mini games. Like each game world requires a lot of work. Like Zombie Massacre, for example, we're going to have a lot of weapons that we have to model, animate. Then we got the zombies to model and animate. Then we got the maps to make. So like just
UI.
all the UI, all the sounds, all the music, and like that's all like one
It's like
game.
a game.
That's one.
Yeah.
It's like one game. So game worlds are really really hard to do and kind of expensive. So it's going to be based off of you know our funding for how many we'll have initially. But we have a lot of game worlds like drafted up. Obviously, we got like 10 right now that we announced. We got a few more in the back. You know, when we do updates in the future, if you know if the game is doing well, we'll add more. But that's really going to be up to like which ones come out first. Is going to be up to the funding that we initially get. I mean, like the ball race demo, for example, is just kind of a snippet of what we're thinking for ball race. We still have, you know, a lot of ball race maps to make. We've got a lot of sounds and music to make. We've got, you know, character animations still to do, because right now we're using kind of just default animations just to get the idea across, because we still have to make all the animations for everything. And that's what Andy's going to be doing. So we got a lot of work ahead of ourselves, but you know, we're confident that we can do all this. It's just going to be based on how many like will be out by release, and then you know later future updates will add more. So it's an evolving game, which is really cool actually. I really like the fact that it's an evolving game.
Yay! Evolving games.
Yeah, and when you boot up the game too, we'll have like announcements and stuff and all that crazy stuff, so you know what's new and all that.
Someone asked, when's the Tower Unite Trello
No, yeah.
efforts funded?
Yeah, we'll have a roadmap. We're gonna sit down and talk about the roadmap after it's funded. Because we won't know entirely what our roadmap will be until we know our funding is, or what our funding is. Because, like I said, the game worlds is determined based on the funding. So, because they're a lot of work, and the lobby kind of connects them all. So, and the lobby is a lot of work too on its own. But we're used to that. Tower is pretty ambitious in itself. It's ambitious in Gmod, but we still did it.
Yeah, we did it.
We did
Now
it.
we gotta
Now we gotta do it again,
do it again.
but better. So
Way better. Infinitely better.
why didn't we call it Tower Infinite again?
Oh,
Because it's like too much like Bioshock Infinite. That's it.
also like this Infinity.
Oh yeah, Disney Infinite. Yeah. We had a lot of ideas for names.
We talked a lot about names.
I really like Unite though, because everything's united together. Everyone's united. Unite.
Look at the plaza right there. I haven't opened that up in a while.
And I guess I'll answer one more question. I guess.
Again, if
yeah.
you have questions that didn't get answered in the stream, go ahead and create an account in our forums. We have a questions section, and just post a thread with your question, and we'll answer you like within a day. Like we try to answer all the questions.
And suggestions. I love talking about suggestions.
Oh yes, if you have something you want to suggest, like, man, it'd be cool if Tower had that. Then, yeah, you.
Rubber duckies. I want rubber duckies. Where's my rubber duckies?
Yeah. So if you got questions or suggestions, definitely join our forums and put them in. We already have a couple of suggestions integrated into our preliminary roadmap. So
Yeah.
like, there's a chance that we'll probably put it in the game if we like it, and yeah.
There were people talking about the poster stuff as a suggestion, like loading it up, and it's like, well, it's here now. It's
Yeah.
not.
But that's why we did it. Like, we weren't really. That wasn't really in our.
It was, but it wasn't like immediate, and we found
Yeah.
out. We found out maybe we could probably do it, so we did it.
Got you.
What was the? Oh, so the last question someone asked was like about the TV and the cinema and stuff. Yeah, the cinema that works in Tower is going to be very similar to the way it works here, but with refined UI and more services and a lot easier to use because we'll have full access to like the engine this time, so we won't have to have the limitations that we have in Source or Gmod rather. So there'll be a lot of new features to that too. But it'll be very similar. I mean, you go up to it and you add a YouTube URL and it just, streams it to all your friends. Alright.
I want to look at the wires really quick, but I think it's frozen.
Oh, weird.
Oh, wait, hang on. That's why. Little model dialog came up. What else? What do we want to close on? What was our closing statement or thing? We should say something cool.
I don't know. I don't have anything else.
There we go. Hey, you heard it here, everybody. I don't know. Tell your friends.
We'll have another stream. Probably not next week because we're going to be really busy working on the campaign stuff. So it might be the following week that we'll have the stream.
Once the campaign's up.
Yeah, and then once the campaign goes, because then we'll have all sorts of stuff for the campaign. So look forward to that, and that's July 13th is when the IndieGogo campaign goes up. And if you want to help us and support us and help us make our game, come and help fund us. I think that's one thing I could end on, Zach. It's better than.
I don't know.
I will re-upload this stream on YouTube. If there was an audio issue where it's like really quiet, I'll boost it on YouTube as well. So that'll be posted within a couple hours.
I'm gonna go to the fountain. Making my way downtown.
Are you walking fast?
Shaders loading. Taking a while. Editor's gotta compile all these shaders.
Oh, yeah, plus it's getting redesigned.
I wanna. We have a skylight in here, but it's not. I guess maybe it's because the shaders are compiling. I'll give it just a sec, and there we go.
There you go.
There.
That's nice. There you go.
For me.
Have your eyes have a feast of this. This is what
Stefan's been working on.
Stefan's been working on here. This is gonna be the new lobby.
He's redoing the my audio died.
That's so beautiful.
Redoing like all the road structure and all the layout for that as well. It's really nice.
Oh, look at these plants.
Subsurface scattering. I love it.
So pretty.
Show them the flags, and we'll end on that.
Oh, we gotta show the flags. That's a great. Whoa!
There you go. Alright.
Have a good
Alright.
night, everybody. Or if you're in an area that's not nighttime, have a good day.
Yep. And like I said,
2 a.m.
we'll post this again, and see you guys later.
See everybody.
Adios.